first thing that strikes you when you come to India is a sense of extreme contrasts. While some people are still shitting off the side of railway lines and eating from banana leaves, other people are drinking frappuccinos and wearing Gucci sunglasses. Along with this feeling of progress and moving forward, there's still this undercurrent of tradition and religion and superstition and an even more deeply ingrained caste system. I didn't realise quite how sharp these contrasts between new and old India were until I came here last year to research an article about sex trafficking. And on my very first day here, I met a group of temple prostitutes who told me about this ancient Hindu system where prepubescent girls are dedicated to a goddess, and for the rest of their lives they will become sex slaves of the temple. The name of that system is Devadasi. This train's a little bit like the Darjeeling Limited, except we have cockroaches sleeping under our beds and there's no one serving sweet lime. Hello. So in the beginning, being a Devadasi had nothing to do with prostitution. In medieval India, they were glamorous temple dancers and held high social status. They performed sacred religious rituals and danced for royalty in the name of a goddess called Yellamma. Over the centuries, the link between the Devadasis and their temples gradually diminished, along with their social status. They became the paid mistresses of priests, then kings, and later rich landowners. In the 19th century, Western missionaries tried to abolish the tradition, calling it grotesque and immoral, driving the Devadasis underground. Today, Devadasis are no different to common street hookers, servicing drunk truck drivers and bored businessmen. Even though the practice has been illegal for over 20 years, up to 3,000 girls are still being secretly dedicated every year. We travelled to the border town of Sangli, which straddles the two southern Indian states of Karnataka and Maharashtra. Its red light district is home to hundreds of Devadasi sex workers, and that afternoon we were invited there by Anita, one of its most successful brothel owners. She's a member of an NGO called Sangram, which fights to empower local sex workers. Communication was pretty painful, as our interpreter Somshaker was having some trouble with his English. Everybody in the houses next door, this whole street, is also sex workers like Anita?
Huh.
Yes.
Yes, sex workers like that.
So all the neighbourhood. And they're all friends who live around here? Everybody is friends?
Everybody is in friends.
So when the customer comes inside, the door closes. And there's
Anita's customer is going, door is closing. Another lady, Suma is another customer, work in this room.
she's not a customer, she is also a sex worker.
Sex worker.
And she uses this room?
sex worker ake.
That's another one of Anita's friends is lying in that. Hello.
I'm gay. I am sex worker.
This is what she's saying.
Ma'am,
You.
I'm in this Anita's room. A customer in this room.
Tell me again. So are you talking as you? Are you telling me Somshaker? So you are a sex worker?
I'm sex worker.
You are a sex worker and you came to Anita's room? And?
Customer coming.
Yeah.
I work with in this room.
You work in this room and Anita work in this room?
This room.
This room. So you all work together? Okay.
तसं का नाही आज एवढं होतंय आज एवढं होतंय तसं का नाही एक होतंय दोन होतंय तीन होतंय चार होतंय 2 तासाला 200 देतो 300 देतो आणि कस्टमरला वर घेऊन येतो कस्टमर करतो आणि कस्टमर जाते आणि मी बी जाऊन खाली आणि बसते मी इथं स्वतः एकटी धंदा करतो मी माझं मी इथं मला कोण आणलं नाही मला कोण इथं ठेवलं नाही देवदासाला माझ्या मनानं नंतर मी धंदा करालो मला धंदा करायला पाहिजे मला पैसा कमवायला पाहिजे, चांगलं हे सगळं घर बांधायला पाहिजे, भांडे घ्यायला पाहिजे, टी व्ही घ्यायला पाहिजे, हे सगळं माझ्या डोक्यात आलं. आम्ही वाईट म्हणत नाही धंद्याला, चांगल्यासाठीच धंदा करते आम्ही.
The whole place is completely different to what I thought it would be. I kind of imagined these like really like seedy, anonymous kind of hotel-looking brothels, and actually there's kids running around everywhere. There's women like doing their laundry, making lunch, and it kind of feels like quite a tight-knit little community. The ladies of Sangli wouldn't let me leave without showing me the temple round the corner. It seemed like wherever there were brothels, the goddess Yellamma was never far away. For Anita and her friends, being a Devadasi was nothing to be ashamed of. Sex work was their choice. They had condoms, power in numbers, and Sangram looking after them, but these were just the lucky few. For the vast majority of Devadasis, prostitution isn't a choice. It's forced upon them, and most often by their parents. Like most Hindu legends, the story of the goddess Yellamma is long, convoluted and surreal. However many times we heard it, it still didn't make much sense. But it seems to go something like this. The whole ordeal begins when her son is ordered to chop her head off by her husband after he catches her spying on two people getting frisky by a lake. After a complex process of death, reincarnation and a load of fat Hindu gods with blue skin and gold bikinis, the goddess Yellamma was born. She fled to the villages of Karnataka and became a symbol of worship for the lowest Hindu castes. So after a really sweaty 10-hour train journey, we finally arrived in this town called Mudhol up in northern Karnataka. And it's in the villages around here that we've been told has the highest concentration of Devadasi women in India. An estimated 23,000 women in this part of India have been dedicated to the goddess, and roughly half of those will have resorted to sex work in order to feed their families.
This is Yellamma.
We travelled to the outskirts of this dusty transit town to meet two teenage Devadasi girls.
ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಬಾಳತ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ಮೂರ ಮುದೋಳದಿಂದ 15 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟ್ರ್ ಐತ್ರಿ. ಇವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಮಾಲಾ ಅಂತ, ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ರೀತಿ. ಅಜ್ಜನ್ ಅಂತಾರು, ಮಾದ್ರು ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ಸರ್ತಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಊರಾಗ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇರ್ಯಾಗ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಏನೋ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಾವು ತೊಗೋಬೋದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಏನು ಅವ್ರು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಅವ್ರು ನೀರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ್ತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ರೀ ಹೆಚ್ಚೇನು ಅವ್ರು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Madigas are considered filthy and polluting, and are only permitted to work in the lowliest positions as street cleaners, sewage collectors, and of course prostitutes. When we took the girls out shopping, they seemed terrified of the higher castes recognising them as Devadasis, which they did.
ಬೆಳೆ ಬರ್ತನ ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಎಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ, ಎಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಏನೈತಿ ಕಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಮನ್ಯಾನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು.
It was surreal to see the reaction they got. The shopkeepers wouldn't even look them in the eye.
4 ಮಂದಿ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೊಸ ಅನಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ರೀ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ದೇವ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರ ಪಾಲಿಗೆ. ಈ 4 ಮಂದಿ ಆಡ್ಕೋತಾರ್ತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾವ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಕಾಟಾಕತ್ರಿ.
Girl children in our society, they are treated more as a liability, in the sense that there is always a cost of marriage. They feel that they don't want to educate the girl child. They always want to prefer a male child because they believe that they are the liberators of their soul when they die. And when this comes to the poorer families, If they get a female child, they think that okay, how we can convert this liability into an asset. The system of traditional ritual prostitution, or what you call the Devadasi system, is one of the coping strategies where they feel that okay, by dedicating to the goddess, and then the girl child will be taken over by one of the landlords, but the landlord assures some kind of a regular income to the family.
So now it seems this religious ritual is just a justification for poor families to pimp out their daughters.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 5 ಜನ ಇದೀವಿ ರೀ. ನಮ್ಮ ಆಯಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಣ್ಣಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿ ಇದಾಳ್ರಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಣ್ಣವಾದಳ್ರಿ. ಹೆಚ್ಚಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ರೀ. ಸಾಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಹೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ರೀ. ಇದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ ನಾವು. ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ದುಡಿಯವ್ರಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇ ರೀ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ರೀ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಸಾಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದಾಕಿತ್ತು, ಉಪವಾಸ ಬೀಳೋದು.
It was strange sitting with Bellawa's family on the floor of their one-room hut, knowing it's also the place where she has sex with customers, while her brothers and sisters wait outside.
ಯಾವುದು ಏನು ಸಾಲಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ರೆ ಏನು ನಮಗೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ಕಲ್ತಷ್ಟು ಭಾಳ ಏನು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ನೀವು ಏನು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಕ್ಕ, ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಈಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಗೆಹರಿತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನು ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಸರ ಬರ್ಬಾತಕ್ಕ, ನಾವು ದೊಡ್ಡರು ಆಗಲಕ್ಕು, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಲತ್ತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಫುಲ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನಿಸ್ತೈತೆ ರೀ. ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ
ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ಬಡತಾನಿತ್ತು ರೀ. ದೊಡ್ಡರಾದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಕಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳ್ಸಾಕತ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಬಿಟ್ರಿ ದೇವದಾಸಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರಾಕತ್ರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ.
Karnataka is one of India's largest producers of sugarcane. Hundreds of trucks pass through towns like this every day. The roadside can be a scary place. Horny drivers and bored agricultural workers gather here looking for ways to spend their wages. They are one of the main transmitters of HIV throughout India, spreading the virus through the country's extensive road network, putting girls like Mala and Bellawa at risk of this deadly disease. Back in Sangli, we were invited to meet another Devadasi called Pandu. We were told she was different, but we weren't prepared for just how different.
मला साडी नेसायला खूप आवडते आणि परत जसं सेक्स वर्कर आहे तसं मी आहे आणि मी लहानपणीपासून सेक्स वर्करमध्येच लहानाचं मोठं झालो आहे. असं विश्वास वगैरे मी काही करत नव्हतं, मग नंतर मला विश्वास बसला तिच्यावर. MSM आहे आणि मी एक धंदा करतो.
Every morning he spends 2 hours polishing brass Yellamma statues and blessing his beloved shrine.
मला दुःख ह्याच्याबद्दल काहीच नाही. देवाला सोडल्याबद्दल मला दुःख नाही काही. दुसऱ्यांना असेल मगर मला नाही. आम्ही नाचायला वगैरे जाऊ शकतो, आमचं जीवन आम्ही व्यवस्थित जगू शकतो. त्यांना माहिती पडलं तर कोण तर बघेल, त्यांना कोण तर काय तर बोलेल. आमच्यासाठी त्यांची आबरू जायला नको म्हणून तिने भेटतात स्वतःच्या जीवाला. असं मी जगात सांगू शकतो आता वरडून. माझी जिंदगी आहे का नाही, माझी स्वतःची लाईफ मी व्यवस्थित जगात.
Can you ask him to show me how to make chai? Tea powder. Wow, that's a lot of sugar. Fucking hell. Still going. Can we watch him dance today? We have to persuade him, sweet talk him. Oh, wow. Wow, Pandu. Who's this guy? You put your sari over his head.
You are money.
Oh, is that
पैसे
money?
द्यायला आलतं, सांग त्यांनी. मग पैसे देताना चेष्टेत मी असं पदूर टाकलं त्यांच्या
He's got
अंगावर.
money between his teeth. Your best friend, Sudir.
My best friend.
Oh wow, that's a nice photo. Wow, thank you.
आता सुरू पोरा मला प्रवास मी याला आलतो तेव्हा मला लोक पोरं चिडवायला आलती ये तुझ्याबरोबर मी तुला झोवतो असं तसं की तुझ्या आईला पण झोवतो असं तसं म्हणून तिने बोलायला आलती. मग मला सण झालं नाही म्हणून मी जाऊन त्यांना भांडलो त्यांच्याबरोबर माझी कम्युनिटी घेऊन मी त्यांच्या संग भांडलो. काही एकट्यालाच आम्ही साडी नेसलो म्हणून मी एकदम ही झालो असं नाही. सगळ्या समाजाला सगळ्या कम्युनिटीला सगळ्या बाहेरच्या माणसांना सुद्धा आम्हाला धरून बोलायला लागतंय. मी कोणाचं पाठीत तर मारत नाही, कुणाकडं तर मागायला तर मी जात नाही, द्या म्हणून कुणाला हात तर पसरत नाही. मी स्वतः माझी शरीर विकतो आणि मी माझं पोट भरून खातो. मी देवदासी पण आहे आणि मी एक धंदेवाली पण आहे आणि जसं बायका आहे तसं मी आहे. तिने मूल जन्माला देऊ शकतात तसं मी जन्माला देऊ शकत नाही. मला पण इच्छा होती की मी एक स्त्री असली असती तर मी पण एक मूल जन्माला दिली असती असं मला वाटतं की देवानं आम्हाला एवढं ही भाग्य दिला नाही म्हणून मी एक ही करते. आणि परत मी स्वतः मला एक असू दे म्हणून माझं मागं पुढं म्हणून मी एक पोरगी दत्तक घेतलं. ते मला एक आनंद वाटतोय माझ्या मनाला. मगर ही माझ्या स्वतःच्या लेकीसाठी माझं लग्न व्हावं, माझी एक लेक असावं म्हणून मी लग्न करून द्यावं असं माझी इच्छा आहे. तिची आई एक धंदेवाली होती, मी धंदेवालीची मुलगी घेतली. तेवढीच इच्छा आहे, दुसरी काय नाही.
Later that day at our hotel, Pandu showed us his favourite Bollywood videos and the famous Sangli condom trick. You're about to witness a demonstration of the classic Sangli condom trick that Pandu has just taught me when his male customers don't want to use a condom.
चिपटी धरून मारा आम्ही घालवलो. आता आम्ही तोंडात धरतो.
Pandu may want a better life for his daughter, but for many other Devadasis, there's a lot of money to be made in recruiting the next generation. Now we're on our way to another village about 5 kilometres outside of Mudhol, and most of the women who live there are from the Madiga caste, and so most of them are vulnerable to becoming Devadasis. One of the interesting things about this village is that we're going to be able to go to the house of a Devadasi woman who's made a real career out of prostitution, and she's built this enormous house in the middle of the village as a kind of symbol of her success, so she can become a role model to the other girls living in the village that becoming a Devadasi is a good way of life. The legendary owner Champa doesn't even live here. She's too busy turning tricks in Bombay. Inside, shiny display cabinets of unused crockery line the walls as testaments to her success. There were groups of village children roaming around the house to gawp at her flickering colour TV sets and shelves of broken electrical equipment. The message is clear: prostitution is a lucrative business. So, this is the necklace, the mutu, that the Devadasi women wear when they get dedicated, and hers is just hanging on the wall of her mud hut. She's an old lady called Chaiwallah, and she's one of the oldest Devadasi women in the village. And I've just been told that she bought the very first radio to this village. No one had ever seen a radio before she bought it here. Walking through the village, we noticed Yellamma's presence everywhere. The locals told us that all the Devadasis in the area were preparing themselves for the full moon festival, which is apparently the most important event in the Yellamma calendar. After hearing so much about the famous full moon festival in Saundatti, we drove 4 hours out of town to catch the first day of this month-long celebration of Yellamma. Just up there in the centre of that big arch is the face of the goddess Yellamma. That's the entrance to her temple here in Saundatti. Over the course of the 28 days, more than 500,000 people will pass through the temple doors. A heaving shantytown springs up around the famous Yellamma shrine. The place is filled with garish Hindu icons, Bollywood music, sticky sweets, and the symbolic red and yellow colours of the goddess Yellamma. Hello, nice to meet you. We're not going to take the camera inside. No.
You go inside by permissions here.
This is the Yellamma Temple, which is like the main attraction of Saundatti. It's here that for hundreds and hundreds of years, all the Devadasi girls have come for their dedication ceremonies, which are now illegal. We're not allowed in, so we just have to shoot from outside. But you can see hundreds of people walking around, praying to the goddess. Everything around the temple is really, really colourful, and you've got all these red and yellow dyes which the women put on their foreheads, and this is to kind of represent the goddess Yellamma. And the green bangles are in rows all along the side of the road here, and they're the bangles that they put on the girls during the Devadasi dedication ceremonies. And tonight is the moon celebration, and they'll smash their bracelets as a symbol of widowhood. This is also one of the places where the women traffickers come and pick up potential prostitutes. The brothel madams will travel from big cities like Bombay and Pune and come to Saundatti, to these festivals, to pick up young girls to traffic. Amidst all the religious fervour, there was a distinct feeling of secrets going on behind closed doors. Families are offered a generous fee in return for their young daughters, often under the pretence of a better future. But it's here that the next generation of young Devadasi prostitutes are found. What we really wanted to do was watch a real dedication ceremony, but that didn't look like it was going to happen. And as a bunch of pasty Westerners with cameras, we weren't exactly inconspicuous. Luckily, we met an ex-Devadasi and social activist called Situa. She agreed to stage a mock dedication ceremony to give us an idea of what really goes on behind the scenes.
ಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಗುಡ್ಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌದತ್ತಿ ಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಗುಡ್ಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಹಸಿರು ಬಳೆ ಹಾಕೋದ, ಹಸಿರು ಸೀರೆ ಉಡ್ಸೋದ, ಗುಳ್ದಾಳಿ, ಕಾಲುಂಗ್ರ ಮತ್ತು ಜಗ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ. ಜಗ ಒಂದು ತಂಬಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಒಂದು ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಇಟ್ಟ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಾಜುಕ್ಕೆ ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು 5 ಜನ ಹಿರಿಯರು ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಅತ್ತಂದು, ಮಾಜಿ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಅತ್ತಂದೇನು ಹಿರಿಯರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು 5 ಜನ ಕೂಡಿ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಮುತ್ತು ಕಟ್ಟೋದ. ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಮುತ್ತು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಿವ್ಯಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೇಳಿದ ನಂತರ ಅದು ಮುತ್ತು ಕಟ್ರಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕಿ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಆದಳ. ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅದು ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಳ್ರಿ. ಈಗ 12 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, 11 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 13 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಳ್ರಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆದ ನಂತರ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ಅಂತೂ ಬೇರೆದ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ನಮಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಳು, ಆಕಿಗೆ ಯಾರನ್ನಾರ ಗಂಡಸರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾ ಇಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೋ ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಗುಳ್ದಾಳಿನೂ ಕಟ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ.
Leaving Saundatti, we felt disturbed by everything we'd seen. The bright colours and energy of the festival were overshadowed by the seedy reality of a religious ceremony that condones child prostitution. Our last stop before we headed home was in the small village of Sorol, where we'd arranged to meet 3 generations of Devadasi women, all from the same family. When we arrived, we were told that the daughter had recently died of HIV.
ಹದಿನೆಂಟು ವರ್ಷದಾಗ ನಾವು ಬೊಂಬೈಗೆ ಹೋದಿವ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಡವರು ಇದೀವಿ ತಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಅರಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ರೀ ಹೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಅವರು ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದು ಮುಟ್ಟೋದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅರ್ವಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಕೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತು ಹೊಲ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿಯರ್ದು ಅಜ್ಜಿಯಾರ್ದು ಕೂಸುಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾದಿವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಡತಾನ ಇತ್ತು ಆಗ ಹಚ್ಕೊಟ್ರ ಅವರು ಹೋಗಿ ತರ್ತೀವಿ ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳು ತಮ್ಮಗಳು ತಾಯಿಗಳು ತಿತ್ತಾರು ತಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಹಂಗೆ ಉಗಿದು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ರಿಪ್ಪ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಕೆ ಸಾತ್ತಳ್ರಿ ಅವು 2 ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಜೋಪಾನ ಆಗಾಕತ್ತೀವಿ ಮಗಳು ಸತ್ತ ಮ್ಯಾಗ 22,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ದೇನೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಇವು ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೇನು ತರಲಿ ತಂದು ಕೆರ ಜಮ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬೋದ್ರಿ ನಾವು ಕೂತಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಗಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬರ್ತಾರು 10-20 ಕೊಟ್ಟಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವನ್ನ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಅಂತಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೋ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ನತ್ತ ತಂದೆವು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಗಳಿಸೋದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಸ್ರುಗೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೆರೆಯಿಂದ ಅಡ್ಡಾಡಿ ಸೊರಗಾಡಿ ನಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸೊರಗಾಡ್ತೈತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸೊರಗಾಡಿ ಬಂದು ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಹೊಲಸ್ತನ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಆಕೆ ಹೆಸ್ರು ಬದಲ ಜೋಳಿಗ್ಯಾನ ಜೋಳ ಬಿಕ್ಕಿ ಬೇಡಾರು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ನಾವು ಕರೆದು ತೊಗೋತೀವಿ ರೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಾತಿ ಮಂದಿದು ಇಟ್ಟು ಹನಿ ಬಾರಿದು ಈಗ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಆಗೋದು ಬೇಡ
India is a land of extremes, polarised by extravagant new wealth and ancient poverty. Everywhere you look, there's a battle being waged between the traditional forces of religion, caste and superstition and the inevitable force of Western capitalism. Nowhere are these clashes more evident than in the plight of the Devadasis, where religious devotion has been exploited for commercial gain. The Devadasi tradition is destroying families and communities, generation after generation. And with the advent of AIDS and HIV, the practice now has a deadly price tag. Today, any remnants of the Devadasi's cultural origins have all but disappeared. All that's left is a system that turns children into prostitutes and their parents into pimps.